Ayo, TikTok nurse was extremely cringe. I recently heard about this incident, a very unprofessional nurse that goes on TikTok. And the only way to get crazy attention is to risk it all, posting controversial shit on the internet. Like, she lost a patient after hardly figuring among that controversies. Like, I can only imagine like a weak-minded nurse. Like, whenever some bad shit happens at work, like the first thing that comes to their head is to make TikTok videos about it. Also, police officers and school teachers TikTok fall into that category, even if it's not a category. They're not appointed to TikTok in the first place. Like, I also think they add nothing to the work environment, prioritizing content over people's lives.
This nurse has just lost a patient. Overwhelmed with emotion, she leans against the wall. Then she removes her mask and tries to shake it off. She still has 5 hours left in her shift. Her video is set to emotional music, and her camera is positioned to capture her movements perfectly. But today, the nurse finds herself under fire. Many people who've seen the video on social media are calling her self-promoting and the video cringeworthy. Now the debate is raging. Did she go too far? I had a lot of people die on my watch during the pandemic, and this type of performative garbage makes me furious, says one healthcare worker. Let me set up the camera so I can cry, goes another edgy remark.
She leaned back against the wall, seems very tragic, although this is to be very predictable, except for this nurse making content after a patient's death. Bro, like, when the mainstream says cringeworthy, bro, like, I don't know about that. Like, it's funny that cringeworthy is becoming a standard form of wording in mainstream television. First off, I think the nurse job requirement, like, weren't adequately implemented for content creators owing to work-life balancing. Secondly, the nurse job is just to take care of the infirm or ill people. So basically, she used her TikTok to make a whole scenery about losing a patient during the pandemic. Oh, isn't it? During the pandemic? I don't think she felt bad for it. It takes only a worker moving like tetanus just to have the whole work area doing mad things. Like, I think it's the same as those TikTok police officers or TikTok school teachers, bro. Like, bruh. When they do big oopsies, like, it's always too emotional to handle in the first place. Like, yo, and they get fired like instantly and when shit goes viral. Because there's nothing to say to the boss. Like, after packing stuff and leave, the apology on TikTok is always emotional and intense feeling. That's when they get attention. So, social media is like the best place to be traumatized, I mean, it applies to those that actually are annoyed by their own jobs. Like, if you always feel the need to post pictures and videos on daily basis at work, like, it should will be like a plague, transmitted in your head. Ayo, to me, this is when nursing becomes more dangerous than the police itself, because like helping patients or victims were principally the main thing. It's terrific for outpatients. Like, TikTok nurses will be making content which eventually they'll dwell on self-promotions to make money. Of course, everybody wants to make money, but like, I think she went too far after that cringe clip of her leaning back against the wall and removing her mask. Like, bro, it just looks like one of those military movies when the main character's wife is like a nurse. Yo, she acted well in that video, but like, bro, knowing that is legit a true story makes it sadder. I feel bad for the lost ones that brought their people through unprofessional hands of clout chasers. Bro, that's just heartbreak.
It seems to be part of a growing trend. TikTok is filled with healthcare workers posting their anguish after a patient dies, are supportive. I'm sure it's hard to lose a patient. Sometimes you just want to feel seen. So did this nurse go too far? We asked medical ethicist Professor Michael Gusmano.
I don't think it rises to the level of being unethical. I thought it was probably mildly unprofessional and a little bit attention-seeking. I just hope that the negative attention does not detract from the important work that nurses are doing.
I don't see this stopping anytime soon, as long as it takes only your mobile phone to put out content. There's a lot of them supportive audiences that's morally helping these nursing creators. It just looks so unprofessional, she might even lose her job, but I wish if only nurses and policemen could like stop using TikTok at work, for fuck's sake. Hey, subscribe to Pin Tape or you'll be treated by medical TikTokers. Speaking about medical TikTokers, they just use their job for clout, and the main thing is that their work area is like a studio for content. Obviously, you must have been nursing to make contents about it. It takes big brains to quite maintain both activities at once. If your parents convinced that you must get a job, then first do whatever the fuck you want, like you finally become a nurse and half a creator. So you have this niche in which they provide potential data of becoming the most popular creator in that category, even if it's not a category. Later on, the issue resides on the work-life balancing. That's when you have to be consistent, like it's just two separate things. As it was clear that the work area hasn't forbidden bit in the act of recording videos. But in the meantime, if you want to make TikTok videos, because that's your main thing, go for it. I mean, outside the hospital. I mean, at this point, these nurses seem to be all over the places on social media, you know, the multi-activity. Like, I mean, of course, not all nurses are having bad intentions, but in order to avoid distractions, like to the regular work they do, let me remind you that in 2022, you have to tell grown adults to put the phone down and work. I bet if you're a regular nurse and you find this tragedy to be overwhelming to you and you wish people could have a better conduct at work, just dislike the pin tape video. Hey, just dislike the video. I don't give a shit. Dislike the fucking video. Pin tape. Ayo, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, was it mildly unprofessional? Or it's just a daily stupid thing we all do at work? So, like, yeah, it's been your boy Pin Tape, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Yo, the fuck is this video?